So welcome everybody to another Mailbox Power Mega Mastermind call. It is so exciting what we have going on here at Mailbox Power. And each and every week we come together as a group and just sort of brainstorm and help a persona get unstuck or use Mailbox Power to the highest and fullest or the highest and best use that they can in order to grow their business and whatever their objectives are. So I have in my hand the persona that we are going to help out today. Each and every week we come up with a persona. This is loosely based on someone. If this sounds like you, I hope this helps. If it doesn't sound like you, maybe there's somebody you know in your network that does fall a little bit into this that might get some value out of this mastermind. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here is our persona for the day. This is loosely based on last week's mastermind. Last week's mastermind, we went through and reviewed a speaker who was using a swag box to get people to their events. Okay, and hilariously enough, I actually sent that video to the speaker, and he was absolutely blown away because he himself had not seen any of the social media stuff that was talked about on his social media site. And his comment to me was, "Oh my gosh, if I would have known that, we would push even more. We would push in even more," which is awesome because he is in fact a customer of mine. So I'm very excited. Okay, so this is going to be loosely based on same concept. And so our persona today is what I'm going to call a presenter. Okay, so in the speaking world, there's a couple of different levels of speaking. There are people that don't really speak for a living, and those we call the audience. Then there might be, or maybe not, right? And so then there's kind of another level where somebody has a small business maybe, and they speak at Chamber of Commerce's, Polka Dots, eWomen, BNI, those type of things. And then we have speakers where they they make a living by speaking, okay? Well, today we're gonna focus on that middle category. We're gonna focus on presenter, okay? So let me tell you a little bit about our presenter this morning. She is a firecracker. She is awesome. Okay, so she has a little presentation coming up, and this presentation is going to be for her local eWomen Networks chapter. Okay, so local eWomen's network chapter. She's anticipating there being somewhere between 30 and 50 women and dudes there. Okay, so so 30 to 50, let's call them primarily women. I mean, the thing is called eWomen Network, but this works for any small group between 30 and 50. She has five primary objectives that she would like to hit. And she wants our help because she is not necessarily super budget conscious. Okay, so she's willing to throw a few bucks at this. This is not something where she's going to only spend $5. Okay. So her number one goal, and she is a member of this chapter, by the way. Okay, so she knows a lot of these folks. This is not something where she's brought in. She knows a lot of these gals. So number one, she wants as many butts in seats as possible. And I am specifically using the term butts in seats because as you all work with speakers and presenters, you will hear that terminology over and 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 over again. So that is the term that we use in the speaking world, butts in seats. Number two, and this is even probably a bigger priority for her than the number one, and that is that she would like to have 100% of those folks that are in the room on her email list. Okay, 100% of the folks on her email list. She would be thrilled if she got their mailing address, but she knows that the email will lead to their mailing address, and she doesn't want to get bogged down in just trying to get their mailing address, okay? And quite frankly, she should be able to get a lot of those addresses prior to the event if she's going to try to send them cards to get them to the event, okay? So number one priority is get them on her email list. Number three, she is going to be selling at the, she's going to be gently selling, I'll say that. She's going to make a slight invitation for somebody to buy her book, and her book is $10, and that introduces them into a little bit higher level of a course. I'm just kind of giving you the layout so you can kind of, if you can think this out. So it's going to go from email list. She's going to offer them a book for $10, and that will lead to an ultimate invitation to take one of her courses. Okay. And so that's number four. Fourth objective, she's going to actually introduce her brand new course. Okay. She's got a brand new course or training, and she's going to be introducing that. And number five, and this is one that she mentioned to me multiple times, and that is that she wants to position herself in a way that she could be invited back or booked to speak or present or share at another event. Okay, so let me review her this morning. She is speaking at or presenting at her local eWomen network chapter. It's gonna be between 30 and 50 folks there. Number one, primary objective, she wants butts in seats. Number two, she wants to get 100% of those people that are in the room, their email address. She would like their addresses, their mailing addresses, but she thinks she'll have most of them anyways if she does a pre-invitation. Number three, she's going to invite them to buy her book and upsell them into a course perhaps. And she's going to introduce her new course at the eWomen Network event. She's not going to sell the course, but she wants to introduce it there. And number five, she wants to be set up to be invited to be a presenter at other events just like that. Okay, so Helen is taking some notes furiously up in the upper left box there in the Zoom box. And so let's just go around the room, see who has any ideas how we can help. I should start giving these folks names. I feel like she's nameless today. So who can we help this morning? Sanchez's.
So because her primary goal is to get butts in the seats to begin with, I would definitely be doing something and putting it out on social media with a link saying that if you fill this out, I will put you in a drawing at the event for her book or for her course or for something like that, that gets people to want to come and learn more about it. And then once they're in the room, I would have StikUps at her table, because I know at eWomen, if you're the presenter, you have a table. I'd have it at the registration desk, and I'd put the presentation at the beginning that if they scan the QR code and put their information in, again, they'll be in a drawing to get, her free course or a book or something, whatever she wants to give away at the event. So those are the big things that I would do. Obviously, if she does a good job, she's going to get invited back, and they're going to talk about her, and she's going to get invited to other chapters. So it's about the presentation there. And then at the event, you could even say there's one big drawing, but if you scan the QR code, maybe everybody's going to get a copy of my book, but if you scan it, but she wants to sell it, you got to give something away at the event for everybody to fill it in, a free download, an ebook, something, and then people are more likely to fill it out.
Okay. I think, Casey, just to add something, to leave things to chance is okay. But I think you hit it on the head at the beginning of this whole thing. If you really want to get butts in the seats, create a swag bag. Just give it away at the event. If you want to collect addresses saying we'll mail you a swag bag, just let us know where to send it. I think that's a way to guarantee to put butts in the seats, because they're getting something for nothing.
Awesome, Mike. And going back to that StikUp idea, I like the idea of what if we took a StikUp and we put it on the back of every chair. Yep. A little one, or one of the big 12 by 12 ones, and you put that in the center of every table. I was going to
say, yeah, center of every table.
Yeah, very cool. And I like the swag, the big swag box idea, Mike, for sure. I love that. So Deb, a StikUp is a, let's see, someone back here has to have one. Who has a StikUp behind them? It looks like Mary Warren does. So, so Deb, these StikUps are different sizes and they are cloth, almost like a Post-it note, but it's a StikUp and it has a sticky back and you can reuse them and you can put them up on your wall. You can tear them down. You can put them on your face and then put them on a wall or on your refrigerator. And they are 100% customizable and personalizable. So it's out. So great. We should have mentioned that because somebody watching this for the first time is not going to know what a StikUp is. So thank you so much, Deb, for asking that. I appreciate that.
Hey, Case,
Awesome.
one more thing I thought of is they should go use the build the mailing list and reach out to their ideal client in the area to send out invites to the eWomen event to say, I'm speaking at the event. And again, give them the opportunity for a swag bag or a download or something to get them to the event.
Awesome. So List Builder is one of the unique, unbelievably awesome things that we have in Mailbox Power. It allows you to literally build a mailing list inside of the system, physical mailing addresses, and you can get that thing so geo-targeted, it's crazy. I mean, down to women who live by themselves, who make over $400,000 a year, credit score of 720, who have a swimming pool and give money to women's healthcare charities. Like, I mean, it can get super, 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 super laser focused inside there. So yeah, so maybe there is some opportunity to reach out to some of the women that are in the local neighborhood that run businesses and may want to be a part of eWomen, or even invite her customers. I would even say, just as a thought process, she should invite her whole customer list and her whole customer base to the eWomen event that she's speaking at. Number one, to get them interested in eWomen, but also to see her positioned completely differently. So that's one that I think a lot of presenters that miss. They're looking at it only for new folks, where it's like, look, invite all of your friends and family and customers that are in that local area as well. So great job. Let's go, Geraldine McDonald. You're on mute there.
I hit it and it didn't come back. I wanted to address at number 5, as far as inviting her back to another event. I would send the managing director in an advance swag box with lots of goodies in it. And one of them being information about her course and her book and how she can participate, maybe at a discount in her content, so that she'll know more about her to be able to refer her to other people. And then I would also ask her to connect with other managing directors on her behalf, because that is probably the primary way that managing directors in eWomen Network get their speakers.
Awesome. So Geraldine, building on that, send the managing director in advance kind of a swag box or a box of awesome stuff that includes a little bit about the presentation, maybe a preview to the course, or a preview or a complimentary
seat.
Course seat to go through that. What I also like is taking that same swag box and sending it out to the surrounding city managing directors in other chapters, saying, hey, I'm the featured presenter at this chapter. I'd love to have you come and sit in and watch what we do. So it gives that extra layer of introduction.
They could come in, and there are other channels within the eWomen Network organization for her to get that information to those people.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Eileen Meckley.
Well, I was thinking about how it could be really an opportunity for the eWomen members to reconnect with past members, and also for the current members to feel that this is a wonderful opportunity to grow the entire eWomen network group themselves. And so I was thinking that you could create some cards and some postcards and with QR codes also about the e-network, so that the people who are the members already will be even more interested in sharing the different postcards and boxes, greeting cards.
Awesome. You know, building on that, Eileen, when you were saying that, I was thinking, taking this a half a step further, she could create a card about eWomen as well as a little bit on her presentation, create like a little invitation, and then go to the managing director and say, hey, I'll tell you what, why don't we load up your entire database, past and present members, and I'll pay for it, and I'll send out the invitation to all of the members, all of the past members, and let's see if we can really double the attendance. Because I'll tell you this, as a presenter or as a speaker, if you bring people into a room of something like eWomen where they get to introduce their organization to other new folks, number 5 takes care of itself. I promise you. Right? Yes. So awesome, Eileen. I love that. I love that.
And Casey, I just want to remind people how, as I hear all these things every week when you do them, that, you know, there's so many people right now who could really take where they are in their business and want to be presenting and speaking. And these are wonderful tools to get in front and remember when they're doing that for their own businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why we try to do these broad enough that you can use these when you're talking to prospective customers, maybe of Mailbox Powers, or even folks that don't quite know how to use it yet.
Absolutely.
So, awesome. Thank you so much, Eileen, for the reminder. I appreciate that. Marie Benoit.
So Casey, I'm going to address the 5th point that she was wanting more speaking engagements in general, as well as this particular eWomen and perhaps other eWomen networking chapters. I did this for years, over 15 years. Brenda Wise and I both, and Brenda continues to do this. We had, you know, it's all in the presentation, in the very beginning of the presentation, to make sure that your audience knows how you came to speak to this particular group. You were referred here because someone heard you somewhere else. You're planting the seed that this is what you do, you speak. And then throughout your presentation, you know, when I did a presentation recently for this, and you named the group. So you're planting the seed that you speak. And you let them know that at the end of the presentation, if they have thought of other groups that could benefit from this content that you've shared with them today, they're going to have an opportunity to let you know. And what we had was an attendance form, an individual attendance form that each person had at their desk, at their seat, that they could fill out, letting you know what are some other groups that they belong to, and who to contact with that group to speak for the group. So we did this strictly by referral everywhere we went to speak. It was purely because someone heard the presentation and wanted us to go elsewhere to speak. And it's purely because of the way that we set it up throughout the presentation from the start to the very end. So anyway, I would definitely pay attention to that part of it as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Marie. And if you're not in the speaking world, we call that a CTA form. Stands for call to action form. CTA form, you can literally hand them out, get permission, obviously, but hand them out, and you can literally say, what did you like best about the presentation? Where could I improve? And then have a little box there that says, on my form, it says, I know someone who would be interested in having Casey speak at their event. They just click that box. Those are the first people that get called back, by the way. So if you really want to get called by speakers, that's what you want. That's code for call me.
And that could be the form that you're using for your drawing as well. You know, that's the incentive to get them to fill it out as well.
And what would be on that form? Number 2. One of the things that would be on that form is a valid email address.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely. Their contact information is on the form.
Absolutely. And just thinking of what you said, Marie, you know, you could actually take pictures of some of the nice things that were said about her and put those in a card and send that card to the other managing directors. It says, hey, this is just what a couple of people had feedback, how they thought the presentation went. Now, this is obviously if she's good. If she's terrible, then that's probably a different story, right? But yeah, great idea. I love that, Marie. Let's go Geraldine McDonald. Oh, did I do Geraldine? Let's go Marla. We'll go Marla, and then we'll go back over to you, Geraldine.
I just wanted to say, I know that her course is not necessarily the primary objective, but she could do a gigagram about the course that she could have available to all the people that are there, and have a QR code on that people could scan so that they could get more information and potentially register for this course. Even though that's not her primary objective, she may be able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, so the gigagram, if you're not familiar with a gigagram, I thought I had one right here, I don't. A gigagram is a card that's about 8.5 by 11. It's big, it's very, it's thick paper. Mary Warren is holding one up. It gives you lots of space. So you could do all the top 12 benefits of the course with a QR code to register. That's fantastic. I love that. I love that. Geraldine McDonald.
I just had another thought. I don't know why my hand is still up, but if she were able to get a mailing list to send to the prospective or the past members and the current membership of the chapter with a postcard, she could have them bring that postcard in for a discount for her book, and that would increase her book sales.
Yeah, so maybe the invitation that goes out, we call it a callback, meaning we do some form of prize giveaway or incentive for those folks to bring that card back into the place, right? I used to do this with a restaurant where they would have to bring the card back and they got a free side with their barbecue, right? Those of you know me know I love barbecue. So, but yeah, so they can say, hey, bring this card for a free giant swag box, or bring this card for a discount on membership, or bring this card back for a drawing for a free book. Or you could actually probably even do bring this card back and exchange it for your free book.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Now the book gets in their hands. We make sure we have a valid mailing address, so on and so forth. So I love that. I love that. Anybody else have anything they want to add into this? Come on, I know there are many of you that are thinking, oh, I wish somebody would just say this. Going.
Well, Casey, at our chapter, and I don't know if all the chapters do this, but the speaker gets a chance to we do a silent auction versus tickets in a drawing for the foundation. And our speakers, when they come to our chapter, are encouraged to provide something for that. So I would definitely, again, because in order to get in that drawing, they have to put their information down on a sheet of paper. So everybody that's bidding, she's going to get. And again, I would offer maybe a complimentary course, or, give one person the course and now everybody wants to take it. So I would do that also if it's allowed at that chapter.
Okay. Brenda, you just gave me a really good idea with these drawings. I think a lot of us that have done these kind of presentations are always asked to put something in the drawing, and it never seems to like pop. It never seems to like really be something that stands out. But what if we created sort of a generic giant swag box that said your logo here, and it had coffee mugs and a charcuterie board, and it was all very generic, and that's what you gave away as the prize, but it included their logo on everything. Yep. So it's almost like you buy one batch of stuff for yourself to use as a demonstration, but then if Terry wins, I take Terry's logo and I put it on all that stuff. Image merge. Yep. And with one click of a button, now she gets a big swag box that has her logo on it. And even if it's stuff that she could even give away.
Yeah. And we found at our chapter that when we were doing it as tickets, that you get one ticket for $5, 5 for 20, whatever. We weren't getting as many donations to the foundation, but when we did it as a silent auction, oh my goodness, we get way more we get people bidding against each other, and we get a lot more money to be able to donate to a local charity in our area. So
yeah, it's funny you say that, because our chapter does tickets, and I was thinking the same thing. They get way more money if we actually put bucks in there. So, oh yes, and I did admit I am an email. Okay, anybody else? Okay, Well then, hey, you guys, this has been fantastic. I'm sure she is going to love all of these ideas and suggestions. Absolutely phenomenal. I will get this up on pastlegendscalls.com along with all of the other mastermind that we do each and every week. So with that, we're going to bag out of here. Have an amazing day. Let's go out and help our presenters at eWomen get booked on more stages, help her sell more books, introduce more courses, generate emails, and ultimately get more butts in seats. Until next time, ciao.